Hello, everyone. So we have Vahid on in the stage. So hey, everyone. Welcome to another Fabric Coffee session at Microsoft Fabric Cafe. My name is Mehrdad Abdollahi, the community lead and the Microsoft Learner expert, and the organizer of this great community. I'm super excited to have Vahid Doustimajd today, my friend and one of the best in the world. So, Vahid, welcome to your house and your cafe.
Hello. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me and having me here in the cafe. I was following up your sessions, your posts, and I thought I need to be in that cafe. So it's a very good one. Keep it up. Many good sessions so far you arrange in this cafe for those people for the first time watching this video in the cafe. Highly recommend to follow this page and Merad on LinkedIn. There are many free sessions with many people around the world, which they sharing the knowledge and sharing the skills with you. So yeah, everything good. What time is it in there in Canada? Here in Sydney, now it's 11 o'clock. After 2 weeks rainy weather, we have a sunny day. Not the wood.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here, Vahid. That's really awesome to have you. And, you talked about the community and how the community is going. Uh,
Mhm.
of course, it wouldn't happen without having, the experts like you, in-house. And that is truly appreciated. I know how it is hard to find a time for, experts to just finding a time slot, talk about the fabric, and just only focus on learning. And yeah, the time is 6 p.m. here in Vancouver, Canada, Pacific time. We just logged off from our daily job. So, and the weather here is not that good.
Okay, that's good.
So, no, we had actually 2 weeks of really hot days. Today
Oh,
it's going to be
that's
cloudy
good.
a bit, and yeah. So I know usually I start with my slides to just have some quick introduction, and then hand over the session to you, Wahid. Let me just
Go
share
ahead.
my screen quickly. So today is the session 42, and August 14. 6 p.m. Pacific time is the first time maybe that we have the session in the mid of the week, and so we are going to see who is going to join us today. So here is the Microsoft Learn community. We are part of this tech community, and if you don't know that, Microsoft Learn community, offers the learning groups, and you can just be in touch with your learning experts and other peers. And so in Microsoft Fabric Cafe, for those who doesn't know it or you're new here, we have more than almost 5,000 members now globally, and we only focus on Microsoft Fabric and Power BI. So we provide learning and support to all Fabric users in all levels, and it is a forum for everyone to learn, share, and grow skills together. Here is our social links and information on YouTube channel. You can just follow us there, and just watch all the past sessions and upcoming sessions if you want to rewatch the sessions, including this one for sure. uh, on our LinkedIn page, we basically announce our changes, upcoming sessions, or whatever that is related to Microsoft Learn and Microsoft Fabric. Then we have the groups in Microsoft Community Group, and in Microsoft Fabric Community, which is our new home in Microsoft Fabric community. So there, just join us and start the discussions, ask the questions, and help your peers by answering those questions. And of course, you can write blogs and lots of things. There are lots of fun, that we can just learn together. And the last thing is the meetup group that I want to invite you to just rate the sessions, including this session, and it is going to help us how we are going. Actually, we are doing our things in the community, and if we can do it better. So There's a code of conduct in our community. Of course, everyone is going to adhere to them. Thank you very much in advance. The past session was with Brian Boink related to real-time hop, and it is available in our YouTube channel. You can just watch it. And for today, we have Vahid from stream to screen, real-time intelligence in Microsoft Fabric. So I'm not going to talk that much. Vahid, please share your screen if you're going to do that, and I will hand over the session to you. I won't talk a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And
First of
guys,
all,
yeah, go on.
no, I just wanted to say 42 session and 4,000 users. That's really huge, mate. Thank you so much for all the things you are doing for the community.
That's only a pleasure and comes from love only. And thank you. And if guys, you don't know Wahid has a community in Sydney called a Persian Power BI user group, and also he is leading the Microsoft Fabric events page and the group. So you
Yeah,
can just join them, and I'm following them always in both
yeah, thank you so much.
Persian and English language. So
Yeah,
that's a really appreciated thing. So I'm going to share your screen, Wahid, and the session. Actually, the stage is yours. So
yeah.
I will be in the back stage, and if you need me, just give me a shout, guys.
Okay,
Enjoy.
okay, okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, so today we want to talk about from real-time intelligence in Microsoft Fabric. That's one of the super powerful items and feature in the Microsoft Fabric. There are many areas for the database, for Power BI, and one of them is real-time intelligence, which is really powerful. And I want to show you how we can use that to get some data or events and then analyze that using the Microsoft Fabric real-time intelligence. So I have few slides, not that much, and most of my session, this session actually, will be a demo, which we will go through some scenarios together. A little bit about myself. My name is Vahid Doustimajd. As Mehrdad said, I'm originally from Iran. I'm Persian. But for a long time now, I'm living in Australia for last 6 years actually. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP, Microsoft Certified Trainer. My background is project management and project management consultant. I work as a project manager, project controls engineer, project controls manager, performance manager. So my background is not data and it's not IT. So I came from another industry, but I'm a technified person. I do love everything related to data, related to technology. So because of that, I found that mixing that industry with this industry will end it with good outcome, which is super useful, and I enjoy my job, to be honest. I'm a again, my background is not database. Because there are two different type of people. Some of them coming from SQL background, but my background is Excel and VBA. But after that, I found that Power BI and Power BI and SQL and data very, very interesting. So I improved my knowledge there. I'm a super user in Power BI community. If you don't know, or Fabric community, we need to call it now. If you haven't used that, highly recommend to be an active user there. You can ask your question there while you can answer other people's questions. That's the best area to raise your question and create a good network with the people in same area, and that everything related to Fabric there. As Mehrdad said, I'm a leader of the Persian Power BI user group. We are running some sessions in Persian and English, and we are running the Fabric events as well, which last year, actually, yeah, that was early this year. We held first Persian Fabric conference, which we have a plan to hold one or two more. A little bit busy these days, but soon we will announce that on the website, so you can find everything. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you can find everything there. So what we wanna review today is we wanna talk about the data ingestion, data storage, data processing, data visualization, and at the end a little bit about data activation. So maybe I won't go through that section, and I have a reason for that one, which I will explain during this presentation. But what we want to do in this in this session, we want to connect or real-time intelligence using the event stream to some APIs, feeding the pulling the data from some APIs, which we call it event. Any of those things are event, and then processing that data and save it to event stream, running some KQL query set, and analyze that from that KQL database. So real-time intelligence in total, this is the main architecture, which you can find this architecture and this image on Microsoft Learn. This is the official architecture and process flow in there. So the very good thing about the real-time intelligence is it's super powerful and easy to work. Just imagine if you wanted to do some of these, scenarios previously with Azure. Yes, that was possible. But at the left side, you can see how big was the job for you, how big was the process. But now with the real-time Fabric, real-time intelligence, you can create that solution easily with few clicks, which we will go through that one. And you don't need to use the keys that much. You don't need to log into different systems. Everything in one area, and that's the goal for Fabric. One enterprise SaaS, which cover end-to-end analytics and data solutions, from the upstream to analysis to keeping your data in the database, to analyze that, running data warehouse, running notebook, data science people can work there, data engineer, and data analyst as well. So Microsoft Fabric is not something someone can say, oh, I'm a Microsoft Fabric engineer. Yeah, you can call it by passing some course and getting the certificate, but it needs a team of data engineer, data analyst, and data science if you want to use all features in a professional way. So this is what we want to do today. Actually, what I want to show in this session is we want to run API with using some Python in Notebook, or using Power Automate and send the event to the event stream. Event stream is an item in Microsoft Fabric which can receive an event and can process that and save those data in different storage, like event stream, SQL, data lake, and KQL database. So then we will create the Eventhouse and the KQL database to connect the event stream and receiving the data from the API, processing that and save that to the KQL database, writing some KQL code, which then we will save it in the query set, and then connect that to Power BI report and real-time dashboard. So Reflex, which you can see that there is related to that Data Activator, which I may not go through that one in this session. There are some, yesterday and the day before when I checked that, there was some delay in my side, and I found that there are some upgrade in my region, which will be fixed soon. So because of that, I won't go through that one. So if this session was 2 weeks later, I would go through that one, but it's not like that. For the API, I can use Binance for the cryptocurrency, or but I want to change that to using another API because I used that in the previous session somewhere else. But in this session, I want to use something new, which is for the ISS, International Spaceship Location. We want to use that one and process the data and analyze those data. So let me bring my Power BI here. So yes, I created a workspace, demo RTI August 25, and I'm using the free content, this Microsoft Real license. That's the Fabric license. And as I said, I want to use this real-time International Space Station, actually, Space Station location. If you go to this website where the ISS.at, you can see the location of the ISS on map, and every time, as you can see, change, and the altitude and latitude and longitude, those are changing, and that's a real time. And there is an API for that. And with that API, you can find the the exact location by running that. I created this notebook with some codes here, which I will go through that one. What's this code doing? I want to run that API and add some data to that, to the output of that. Excuse me. And then sending that to the Eventstream and process that one. I have a blog post in my website about that one, and I explain everything in detail, how you can use that notebook, how you can set it, all lines of that explained in details in this blog post. So I won't go through that one because that takes too much time. But that website is there. You can just go to wahiddm.com, and that's the you can find this blog post there, or you can watch the video. So I copy paste the code here from this blog post to the notebook. First, I added this this command here. So to install the request pytz and Azure Service Bus. The request, when you install that, you can then after that running API, which I want to run it here. As you can see here, I want to run it here. The API will be run here. And then pytz is to change the time to the local time. I want to convert that to Australia day and time here to save, because the data will come like this. Let me show you the API output first here. If I run it, then you can see the output is like this one. So whenever I update that one, then you can see the location is changed. So I want to add a few more data here: date and time, date and time together, then date and time to this data, and then save that into my database. So because of that, I added these codes here. So converting the time to the local time of Sydney, now Sydney, and add them into the output, and then send it to Eventstream. After that, what I want to do, I want to come back, just transform the data to be able to be something like a JSON and send it as an event to my Eventstream. And I said that every 2 seconds, just wait 2 seconds and run it again. Every 2 seconds, I want to run that one to create something like a real time. So let's pause it here and go through one thing very important. I talked with too many people in the industry, and many of them said, okay, well, we have a real-time dashboard, we have a real-time report, and we have a real-time things. And when we go through the details, we found that, okay, they update that report at that database or that data every 2 hours, or they data flow, they update that every 2 times a day. And that's not real time. Even if you update that every 5 minutes, that's not the real time. So real time is something about a second. So less than a second, maybe less than a second. Maybe in a second you will receive too many events. Just imagine you are working in the bank and you are analyzing the real-time transactions. How many ATMs around the world and people using, for example, that card from that bank. So 1,000 per second, and that's a real time. But in this case, I just put it at 2 seconds to get some update, because sometimes in 1 second, the location is not that different. So you can change it to 1 second. But let's call it real time, 2 seconds. But yeah, real time is less than a second and second. So, okay, so here I want to run this API. As I said, there are some other cases in that code, I added this API as well for the Binance, and you can find the cryptocurrency if you want. So with this one, you can find the real-time cryptocurrency, or you can run any other APIs, or you can connect that is the event stream to many other sources, which I will go through that one. So let me create that event stream first. Click on the event stream and call it Fabric Cafe, and okay, so now it's created, and we need to add a source for that. So there are 3 different items for us which we can add a source for that one. So the first one is use sample data, which is super powerful, great. If you don't have any API, if you don't know, if you don't have any data sources or data, any connection to any database or something with the real-time transactions, Microsoft provided this 1, 2, 3, 4 great sample sources, which you can actually 5 bicycle, yellow taxi, stock market, buses, and these 500 companies stocks. So you can use that one and trying the Fabric real-time intelligence and running the scenarios, using that as a sandbox, and checking those architecture you are looking for with these 5 sample data, which is great. That's great. But the other one is connected to data source. If I click on that one, you can see there are many items here. So you can connect it to Microsoft sources like Azure Event, Azure Events, Azure Data Explorer, Azure SQL database, SQL MI, IoT Hub. If you have any Internet of Things, if you have any some of those detectors or some things, you can connect that to here. And one of the best user case for the real-time intelligence is those things. Imagine you have a some of those transport companies with too many trucks, and those have a fridge in there, and there is a detector IoT things to and detect the degree of that freezer and send it to the server. So every time you can find that, analyze that. Here, there are some other databases here, like a Postgre database, MySQL, and other databases. You can connect it to blob storage events, Fabric events, which is super useful if you want to connect it to see, okay, what's happened in your Fabric, something changed, something renamed, workspace, and one item is added or removed. You can connect it to here. That's good for the admins to get in those data. And this is new, public feeds. Previously, many of us heard about, okay, many people using the real-time intelligence for the real-time weather. And one of the biggest and hardest part for them, for some of them, were about how to get the data for the weather. But now this is great. Microsoft adding this one, you can click on connect and then just add Sydney and then connect that to there, and you can find the weather. So you can find the information about the humidity, you can find the degree in there, and this is great. So this is something new added to there, but we don't want to use that. We don't want to use this one. We want to use this custom endpoint. So the custom endpoint is, okay, you're a developer, you created the application, you created some software, and then in that software you getting some, you're receiving some information or some event, and then you want to somehow connect these two together. So I want to use that one because I want to use that notebook to send in the data to here. And even I want to use the Power Automate. If you find time, I will show you how to do that in Power Automate. So I will add a name here as a Fabric Cafe, and then add it there. Then I click a publish to activate that one. So it takes a few seconds, and that will be active. Let me go to edit again, and yeah. So it takes few seconds, and you can see it's at the moment working to creating just some of the keys and those authentications. But when that's ready, then you can see that there is active icon here. So FB Cafe as a source added here, you can add many sources, 1, 2, 3 sources there, and then add in the destination. So this is this is the source to receive the events from the notebook and the Power Automate. Then it comes to Fabric Cafe as an event stream to, and then we can add some other options after we receiving the data. So let me refresh this one. So yeah, it's active now. And we can see there are 3 protocols available here. So one of them is Event Hub. If you want to use that in the Microsoft area, using that and connect that with some of the product and tool in Microsoft, you can use this Event Hub. And AMKP is another one option, and the Kafka, which is very familiar, very popular with the people. You can use that one, and you can find the key authentication, intro ID authentication, and even the basic to using that. But I want to use the Event Hub. And the basic one, you can find the information here. Intro ID, you can see that you can add step 1, step 2, and step 3, and step 4. Everything explained there, and you connect this to the other product. But I want to use this SaaS key authentication to connect that to that notebook, and also connect that to Power Automate to receiving data from them. So let me go to that notebook, run this first to install those items first. Any questions so far, Mehrdad?
There's actually one question coming from Robert. Could you use Power Query in Fabric to connect to the ISS site? Does it not do the real time?
You can do that. You can do that. The good things about Fabric is exactly your question. You have many options in hand to find out which one is the best for your scenario. But real-time Fabric, we are just using it as a demo to checking those items. Real-time intelligence is, as I said, if you want to connect something like a bank with 2 billion records per hour, per every 5 minutes you will receive 1,000 and 1,000 events. Every second you receive 1,000 and data or transactions. Then using the Power Query to refresh that doesn't do the job for you. That's first thing. The second thing, in the Power Query, if you connect to that, you need to hit the refresh to reading the data every time. So this is the good things. You have all those tools in hand, and you can select which one is the best for your scenario. So it depends how big is the data you receive every second. But yeah, definitely you can use the Power Query.
Awesome.
Okay, so this is installed, and here what I need to do, let me delete this one. If you copy paste the code from from my website, then this section is empty. So my connection is string. I already added those 2 sample API. If you want to use any APIs, just I added the comments as well. Just replace it here. But I want to use the satellite. That's fine for me. So my connection string here, I need to add this connection string primary key. So click on this to be appeared to be able to copy that. And between those 2 double quotations, just paste it. And that's it. It's ready. Now I can click on send and come back to see what will happen. So successfully send 1 records, and then 2 seconds later, we can see that another section, another one is sent there, another one will be sent after that. So every 2 seconds or 3 seconds, that will send the data to there. So we will go to here. Let me change this a little bit, and let me refresh their data here. So now we should be able to see some of those data coming through. So I just hit the refresh. It takes few seconds to appear here, but for now, let me open my Power BI here, Power Automate here, to save some time. My flow, I created a flow before. Yes. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to remove this one, change it with this. So same format, yeah. Okay, yeah, perfect. So this is the exactly same, same same format of that JSON. So this is the I added the compose, and then yeah. So back to my power. The refresh is finished, and you can see those data coming through. The location, everything coming to here, and even those columns, new columns I added there, should be here, date and time in the Sydney time, date, time split there, and then there are some others which added by Eventstream. Eventstream process time, UTC actually, and then partition ID. There are four partition. When you receive too many data, that's automatically allocate them to different partition, and you can see them there. And then even inquired UTC time, which showing that okay, it received that time and then finalized in this time. Which these are just for analysis those events. So if I hit the refresh again, you can see there are more data here because that's running here. I will stop it for now. Yeah, I don't want to bombard the event stream for now. So, okay, so we have the data, we receive the data, we have the scheme of the data, we know what columns we need for analysis. Then we can even send that with Power Automate. So if I, yeah, here you can see the latest longitude and latitude are 78, 40, 20, and those things. I just want to change that and send another event to change that with Power Automate. So I have this data here, and then new step added there, and using the event, and then event hub, and there is one send event. That's premium, means you need to have a proper license for Power Automate to be able to use that. I click on that, and then I need to add the access key. So back to my event stream, into that custom source I created there, go to live to be able to copy and paste those keys, connection strings, and copy that from here, paste it to here and create. But there is one thing which we need to do as well. You can find the name of that automatically here. So you need to add the name here, event hub name, and paste it here manually, and that's it. Enter custom value and paste it here. Okay, that's it. Now it should be okay. I recorded the video, and already there is a blog on my website if you want to know how to set these things. So content will be the output of the this compose added here. So let me run it now and copy paste it there. So not this one, this is for that for the crypto. Okay, so now the longitude is 88.2, which last time we run it, that was that was different. Let me run it to see what was there, and then send the data and see that we'll receive or not. So yeah, here longitude was 78. Okay, so I will save it and test it. Manually test, continue, run it. And that's sent correctly. So let's see, this 88 is now in here or now. Let me refresh it. Takes few seconds to appear there, and you can see yes, 88 and 4020.8, what we send here are coming here. So this is the good thing about the custom one. You can connect it to many different solutions. Power Automate, Notebook. If you write some codes in your VS Code, or if you create software and you want to somehow connect it to the real-time intelligence, you can definitely do that, and that's super powerful. So yeah, so that's now created. So now we need to have we need to add some destination. But before that, I don't need to have all of those data in my destination. So there are many columns here, and I just need few of these columns. So what I can do, I can manage field. So there you can expand the field, filter that, aggregate that. Too many things you can add here. The good things and new things added here is a SQL code. You can write code SQL if you're you're professional in the codes, coding and SQL, you can write in codes to transform the data and add it to the destination, and you can add it to the Lakehouse, Eventhouse, custom endpoint. If you have another database, let's say you have a on-prem database, you can use the custom endpoint and using those keys, send it to there. So that's a super powerful things about this real-time intelligence. So I will use this manage field and click on the edit and add field here. So there are many fields here, built-in time and date function. You can find many functions here. You can build in strings, load, trim, and those things. I don't want to use them. I just want to go through very easy way just for this demo. So I just want the name, ID, latitude, longitude, altitude, and maybe velocity and visibility. And timestamp, not timestamp. Let's bring, yeah, timestamp is okay. Timestamps okay, and that's it. So yes, so all of them are added there, and then I click on add. Then I can change some of them. For example, for name, I can change it to be name with the capital N. I can change the type from text to something else, but I don't want to do that. So if you have anything, you want to transform that from number to text, text to number, you can do it here. You can add many other things which available here, but these are the columns I need. So close this one. No, oops. Save that one, not close it. Yeah, and that should be managed with name. Cafe, let's say, and should be okay. Discard. And this one, why it doesn't give me the option to save it? Let me bring it here. Let me discard this one. Yeah, do it from the scratch again. Things happen. And visibility timestamp should be there, and now we can save it. Okay, there is an error. That's fine, as because it's not connected to another destination. You can see that error there. So, but for now, I will go to my. Let me duplicate this. Yeah, thank you. And I need to create a event house. So in the event house, when you create the event house, by default, a 1 KQL will be created with that name. So let me say cafe, fabric cafe. So that event stream, so now it's created fast. This is a good thing about the event house. You can manage all of your KQL in one place. If you want to add another KQL database, you can add it here, like let's say ISS. For the location, just create that one, and then you can see there is a new database here created. But by default, when you create the event house, one database with same name created there. So there are two, as you can see, there are two databases here. You can see the overview of all of the databases here. You can see the databases here, how many databases you have, and what are the information about them, or you can even monitoring them. So okay. I just created that database to showing that you can create many KQL database in one event house, but I could use that Fabric Cafe, which created by default there. Anyway, so that's created. Now I can add another destination. Here I can add the event house. Let me connect these two together, and that error disappeared. So that you can see here, everything is done here, and then I can add the name for that cafe. Fabric Cafe, that's in this workspace. Event house is Fabric Cafe, and then I can see the name of those databases. I will use this ISS, and there's no table in that database. I will create a new. So create a new as ISS T table, and then it will. This is important. You if you want to create that table, you had to run this data first, and this event stream have some of your data inside to understand the schema of your data, then can create a table for you. If you haven't run that as a test 1 or 2, they don't know how many columns they need to create there. Even in the managed field, you can't find the name of them. You can't find the schema of them. So you need to run it 1 or 2 to have some sample data there to be able to find out the schema, and then based on the schema, updating and creating the destination. So save that one and click publish. That takes a few seconds to create the table behind the scene and make that ready to receiving the data. So I will back, yep. So it's loading now. It's loading. I will go to that Eventhouse here and refresh it. So in the ISS, still takes time to create those tables and everything here, but let's give it a few seconds. Less than a minute should be okay. Should be okay there, but yeah. So let me bring this one up again. So far, we use the Power Automate and API with the notebook and Eventstream. We created the Eventstream. We created the Eventhouse, connected KQL database, and now we want to save those data from those notebook or from the Power Automate into the KQL database, and then we can add it to the report, or we can create some real-time dashboard. So we are at this in here at the moment. So let's see what is the status now. Should be okay. Let me check it here as well. Takes time. Let's just send it once. This is good. Manual testing. You can send the data whenever you want. Okay. Okay, that's active now. So that's active. And if I back here and refresh it, I can see the table is created, and I can see the column of that one and the name of that one. And even here, you can connect it to different other data sources, and you can see one row added there. That's Power Automate, which I just sent it. So here, if I click this one to say, okay, from this table, take the first 100. I don't want to. Let's show everything. So one item is there, 88,420, but let me add more data there. So I will run it again and see it works properly. Yeah, it's working. And let's see when the data will come in here. So if I refresh, I can see that data is adding to my database. So every time 1 or 2 rows will be added there. So that's a real-time data receiving into the database here. So the old data we run before we add in the destination are not here, but from now on, whatever we add will be added. Will be here. So you can even run the get schema to see the schema of your columns. You can name, string, ID, line, and those the items. So run it again. You can, that's 12 records now. If I run it again, 13 records. So that's perfect. You can run whatever query you want there and create a query and save that one or copy that one, and that will be the KQL query set for you. But if you don't know KQL, that's easy. If you are familiar with SQL, you can write your SQL here. Select, let's say, all, and then select all from AEST. So if I run that one, then that will return the data 21. Or even if you don't know, you want just some column of that, you can say, okay, name as name ISS, and then I want to just ID as ID capital and run it, and you can see those data. But you can convert it to KQL if you want. Just before the code, write to all of your SQL and add one code here, explain, and run it. But the output is KQL code. Copy this one, paste it here, and you can see that's exactly the KQL if you want to run the KQL query set. So I don't want this one. I want all the data there. Okay, now with this query set, I can add it to the dashboard. I want to create a dashboard, real-time dashboard. This dashboard is different than Power BI dashboard. It's super powerful. So a dashboard name, in the new dashboard name, Fabric Cafe, and then title name table. And then open the dashboard after this tile is created there. So one tile will be added there, and you can see the data there. Let me go to edit section. You can see all the data there. The good thing here is you can click on refresh and data. Let me set it to, yeah, so that's fine. If I refresh it now, you can see the data coming through will be at the top. So, okay. So you can convert this timestamp after that to date and time, just conscious of time. Here in the manage one, you can add the auto refresh, enable that, and add in the continuous. That will be refreshed every second. Every second you can see the new data coming here. I can add some new, the new tile here. So if you go to home, add a new tile here. The data I want to add is exactly same as the previous one, AEST. And yeah, AEST is enough. All the data here, and then apply changes here, and then I want to create a map. So name it map. Change the table. There are many different visuals here. I want to use map. And then I want to use the latitude and longitude. In the inverted, I want to use the latitude here. And longitude, I want to use that one. And the label will be just name of that. And you can see the position. If I refresh this one, yeah, here, you can see now it's passing the Japan and coming through the end to around the Africa. But here, where was that? You can see it's exactly the same position, it's same area. So let me apply changes. Here my map. No, stop. Here, let me make it a little bit bigger. And you can see every time a new dot will be added to show that the new location. So it's showing the location of the ISS every single second. And you can see the data coming through to here. So that was the overall things I wanted to cover. Apologies if I didn't go through that, activator today. I know if we go through that one, we need to wait more than a half an hour or an hour because something happened. Definitely 2 days from now or 3 days from now, that should be okay. But that something happened, some update in my region in Australia, which should be fixed soon. So, Mehrdad, over to you, mate. If there is any question or something, just let me know.
That was awesome. So I'm going to just stop your screen. What I like about your presentation, and I always just tell others, when is that the topic of the presentation things, I say that makes the things easy, and so it is going to be more straightforward always. That is really appreciated, and valuable really things for the community, and everyone can understand that. And m- and the other thing is that the example that you brought in is really insane, and that there was some sort of fun to just seeing the movement of the satellites, or and it is going to be more practical for sure, and we can just make a relation with that and say make a connection to that. Hey, I know what's happening. And I remember you had another session in Sydney, and actually it was in person session that you were just talking about the the crypto and how the price is changing.
Yeah,
It was also a good thing, just make it personal even, and not for the enterprise companies. Just make it personal and just follow the changes and create an alert for yourself and do something fun. But yeah, thank you very much for your time.
no,
Really,
thank
really appreciate it. And yeah, we really like it, and we can see them actually from the comments. So Isaac said really interesting, passionately about RTA, and think this session deepened my interest for sure. Yeah, thank you very much.
good to
And
know that. Yeah,
yeah,
good to
we have
know
some
that.
thanks from Leila. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. And also, Robert, thanks for answering his question. Guys, if you have any question, just feel free to add it. I'm going to just share my screen a little bit. The session with Vahid is almost done. So if you missed that, or of course you want to rewatch it to repeat whatever that was talked about, and for sure you can refer to Vahid's blog and the page, the YouTube page, to learn more about that. So, however, you can just rewatch it from our YouTube channel for sure, and stay tuned for the next upcoming session with Bas Aland related to the delta table optimizations. It is going to be 2 weeks from now. Next week I won't be available. Yeah, stay tuned for the registration for this one, and follow us on all the not all of them, whatever that you are comfortable with the social, to just being connected. Cool. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I don't want to keep Mate online more than this. If you don't have any question, guys, we can let him go. And it is in his midday. And yeah, and of course, he has lots of personal and professional things to do. Mate, if you want to
Perfect.
add anything, feel free to add. If not, we can just wrap.
No, everything good. Thank you so much for the session. Thank you for everyone joining us for this session. You can, if you have any questions later, you can find me on LinkedIn, or you can send it to Mehrdad. We will back with the response if we know the answer actually. But yeah,
For sure.
okay.
Thank you very much. And guys, enjoy the rest of your day. If